Hello students, we are going to see the sonnets of the Shakespeare. As you know that we have the five sonnets of the Shakespeare for study. That sonnets are sonnet number 29, sonnet number 60, sonnet number 73, sonnet number 116 and sonnet number 130. Here we know that Shakespeare wrote in the sonnet. That sonnet in structure is three quatrains and a couplet, and it has a well marked rhyme scheme as AB, CD, CD, EF, and GG. Now here we know that Shakespeare wrote his sonnets on the universal themes of the love, time, death, like that. And here we are going to see the sonnet number 29, and this sonnet is based on the universal theme of the love. Here we know that all the human beings actually they or think about or they compare themselves with the each other, and most of the time it happens that when we compare ourselves with the another person, and if anything which is lacking towards us, means that when the anything which is less to us, then we feel sad. Actually, what is toward the people means that some people they have the popularity, name, fame, some have the so much materialistic gain there, and when we look that people they have the things which are more than us, then we become sad. We also feel alone there, and like that here the speaker of this poem, who also feels himself alone and a very frustrated person. And here we know that actually what we want there, we ask it to the God, we pray to the God to give us that things. But here we know that when we get when we pray to the God, then we feel satisfied that we pray to the God and God has given to us. But when we pray to the God and the God that we never get the anything in return to that prayer, then we feel so frustrated that even the God also not hears to us. Means that actually the fellow people they never looks, they never give the attention to us. But we think that God will give his attention towards us. But when the God also not give the attention after praying to him there, then we feel frustrated, and such a type of the frustration that is at such a level that we think that we have nothing in this world. But here we see that actually what is materialistic gain in our life there, and this materialistic gain or the that when we compare ourselves with the what is towards us and what is towards that of the other people there. But this comparison is at the one level there. Actually, after that when we cross that level, means that most of the time we think that though we have not the any worldly things, but we think that we have such a thing, and that can makes us more that can think that can makes us that the more that we have the that things, means that we consider ourselves that we are greater than that of the king. Means that the king may not have that things, and such a thing is towards us. And here this speaker he consoles to himself. Actually he never consoles, but he feels satisfied that he has such a thing and that can make him greater than that of the king. Actually, what position is to him because of that one thing there, that he could not replace his position with the position of the king there. And that thing is nothing but that thing is the love. And when the anyone has the such a type of the thing in the life, that love there, that person can consider himself as a most precious than that of the anyone. And that is the theme of this poem. Now here we will see this poem one by one, line by line there. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deep heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. Means that this poet, he considered that when in disgrace with fortunes and men's eyes. Means that here this poet, he is in a disgrace and considers that he is not the fortunate and fortunate there, and he has something lacking and he is less than that of the other people. I all alone beweep my outcasted, and because of such the lower position in the society in his own life there, and he considers himself. Actually, he cried, he weeps there that how he has such an outcast state, such a outcast social position there. Here we know that some actually the outcast means that some people when they could not live in the midst of the aristocratic people in that aristocratic society there, and they wants to go and or they wants to make them equal to that of the aristocratic people, and those people who are not in that aristocratic society, they consider that they are outcast people. They are living such a means that the any slum area, and it's only because of their position, the social position there, and they are poor. They have not the money, they have not the wealth there, and because of it they consider themselves as the outcast. Means that here actually in the society, in this society with we know that everyone is considering themselves according to their actually what type of the social position to that people according to their the wealth there, that how much wealth store that person, and according to it there is such a status or the position to that person in the society. Those who have a very less property, then they consider themselves as the lower in the society. Means that there are the strata in the society, the some are the rich and some are the poor there, and he cries because of such a type of the position, that such a lower position in the society. And trouble deep heaven with my bootless cries. And here we know that when we have something lacking and when we want something in the society, that lacking thing there, then we pray to the God. Actually, we look toward the heaven and we pray to the God, that God, you have given a lot of things to the others, then you also give me something, and we pray to the God to give us something. And here we know that, but in that here we know that when the any person who is in a any critical situation, then no one can hear to him, and there is such a type of the condition that is happen of this speaker, and he considers that, and trouble deep heaven. And here the deep heaven means that the heaven means here that heaven stands for the God, and the God could not hear to him. Actually the God become the deep because he could not hear his cries, his bootless cries there, and look upon myself and curse my fate. And here actually God could not hear his prayer because he could not help him, he could not give in return of that prayer, and therefore here he cursed his fate. Actually here we know that when we never get the anything after the praying to the God, then we curse to our fate, because the fate is written there by the God, that what is in the life of the any person, it is according to that fate of that person. And we consider that we have such a type of the fate, and because of it we have such a type of the position in the society, and such a outcast, such a poor lower status of this speaker, and because of it he considered that this condition, his condition, it's only because of that his fate there. Now here in the second quatrain, what the poet says that wishing me to one more rich in hope, future like him with friends possess, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Means that here, wishing me to one more rich in hope. And here we know that actually the man is the full of the hopes there. Means that man never give up his hopes there. And here, like that here, this speaker is also the full of hopes there. And what are his hopes there? Featured like him with friends possess. And here we know that actually I look like him. Mean that here, feature like him. Mean that here we know that the actually some people, mean that everyone has the anything more than that of the others. And here we know that the some people, their appearance is most or the more beautiful than that of the others. And here we know that when we consider ourselves or compare ourselves with the others there, and we compare at the every level, means that how we look like, we consider that I am not looking so handsome than that of that another person, because we consider that that person is more handsome than me. Actually how much I reach there, and I consider that that person is more rich than me. And actually it is also about the wisdom also. I mean that we consider that that person is more wise than me. And that why I am not such a wise, why I am not such a handsome, why I am not such a rich person like them there. And in this way the man becomes so sad, because that what is towards him, and towards him, then that the people have the more, means that how much towards him, and the people possess the more than him, and that makes the person sad. Feature like him with friends possess. And here we know that the some people, they feel happy because they have a lot of friends, they are always surrounded with their friends there. And how much friends towards that person, and how many friends to me, and we have also such a type of the comparison, and we feel sad that I have not so many friends like that person, and there I want the more friend there, desiring this man's art and that man's scope. And here we know that some people, they have the art. Actually here we know that art is the gift of the God, that we consider that it is the gift of the God. Means that some people, they have the singing art, some people they have the dance, they can dance well, they can sing well, some can paint well there, they can sketch there, some are the great sculptor, and like that here. Means that here the every person, we consider that every person has some sort of the art, and why I have not such a type of the art there, and therefore we desire that we should have the art of such that person, the art of that person. Means that when we look, when we see the any person who is singing well, then we consider that why I have not that art, why I can't able to sing like him or her. And therefore that we want that art, we want the scope of that another man, that what type of the scope to that person. Some people, they have the scope, they can progress more than us because they have the scope. And why I have not such a type of the scope to progress in my life, and we want it with what I most enjoy. Contented list means that here with what I most enjoy. Actually, here we know that we have also something like that people. We also enjoy it. But here, why I have most there? Not anything which is the most in me there, but we contented list means that here we are not satisfied in it. Means that here we never feel. Actually, we have also the some sort of the art, any art there, any scope, anything great in us there, but we enjoy it, but we are not contented, we are not satisfied there because we want the more like that people. Yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, and in that thoughts there, this speaker, he despising himself. Despising means that disrespecting to the himself, and in this way, by comparing ourselves with the other there, we are disrespecting to us. That we are disrespecting to ourselves there, and therefore actually we don't compare ourselves with the others. We don't disrespect to us. We also give the respect to ourselves. Happily I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising, from sullen earth sing hymns at heaven's gate. Here, happily I think on thee. That here, that when I think about you, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising. Means that here, actually this poet, he is disappointed. He becomes the sad because he considers that he has something lacking than that of the others. But here we know that this poet, this speaker, actually he thinks about the one person. Actually, what is great towards us, sometimes we forget it. But when we recall it, when we remember it there, then we consider that actually we conscious to our that we are also not so inferior. We have also the something great in us. We have also the some any precious things towards us. That precious thing that may be in the form of the wealth there, or that thing may be in the form of the person. And like that here, this speaker, he feels satisfied because he has the company of the one person, because he says that happily I think on thee, that very scarcely, very rarely when I think about you, because he never think frequently about that person, but when he think about that person, and what happened there, and then my state, that what is his state, what is his position there, that change there. And here how it change there, like to the lark. Lark means the, it is the bird, the skylark, like to the lark. Lark means skylark. Skylark is a bird which flies so high in the sky there, like to the lark at the break of the day arising. And here we know that there is a break of the day, means that here at the dawn, in the morning there, that the how that birds, they soars high in the sky there. Like that here he says that as that the bird who is soaring high in the sky at the beginning of the new day there, from sullen earth sings hymns at heaven's gate. And from this dark earth, because here we know that this earth is the full of the darkness. Why it is the full of the darkness? Because what we think, how we live there, actually we never understand. That what we are doing here, we never understand. We could not understand it there. And therefore, what is the knowledge to us by living on the earth? Actually, we have the very little knowledge, because this universe is so vast and in this vast universe we have the very little knowledge, and what we think about ourselves, what we think about our life, we never know the everything. And therefore actually that we have no knowledge, we have the very less knowledge there, and therefore there is a darkness because we never see what is beyond this world because of our knowledge. And therefore this world is a darkness. Actually we think that the god is doing something wrong with me because the god has given something more to that person than me there, and therefore the god is doing the wrong. Actually god is nothing doing the wrong. God is doing the everything appropriate. Actually, what that every person needs there, and the God gives the everything to the others according to their liability and according to their ability there. And here, and therefore, from sun on earth, actually it is the darkness on the earth there. And here, for to get the more knowledge, for to get that what is beyond this earth, and as the bird that soaring high in the sky, and to see the different things, the different places, and get the more and more knowledge there. And like that here this poet he says that actually my thinking that changed, and how that thinking changed there, that thinking changed, and how it changed. Actually his state, he considers that he is alone and he has not the great fortune. But here we know that that state that change because there is a knowledge to the to the speaker, that he get the knowledge, and therefore his state that change, like to the lark at the break of day arising. And here as the after the beginning of the day, that skylark that going sky high in the sky there, and looking the different places, the different things there, and getting the knowledge there. And like that here it also happens with me. For the sweet love remember such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. And here this is the concluding lines of this sonnet number 29. And what is in that concluding lines? For thy sweet love remember such wealth brings. And here from thy sweet love remember, and here he remembered, he recalled to that person whom he forget. And here when he remembered the sweet love of that person. That person may be the beloved of the speaker. And here when he remembered such wealth brings. Actually here we know that this worldly wealth is not so valuable before the wealth of the love. I mean that those people who have the love, they are so much rich, or they are the only rich people in this world because they have such a precious thing which is the love there. And here when we compare that the two things, the one is the world's wealth and another is the love there, then in that comparison the wealth of the world is useless there, because when you have not the love, then the wealth of the world is useless. If you have the love there, then you are more precious, you have the more precious thing than that of the wealth of the world, because you are the very rich person, because you have that things which is the very great in the world, and that is love. And therefore when he remembered the sweet love of that person, and he thinks that he is the most wealthy person, because that then I scorn to change my state with kings. And here that then and after that he scorn means refuse to change his state means the position. He refused to change his position with the kings. Actually here we know that the kings are the most rich, most happy persons than that of the rest of the people of that state, because we consider that the king, nothing is impossible to the king there, and we consider that the king is the most happy person because he has the all wealth of the state towards him, all wealth, all power of the state towards him there. But here that power or the wealth that is useless there, and because that king has, if that king has not the love, no one can love to him, or that thing of the love is not towards that of the king. And here this speaker, he considered that he is the most more wealthy than that king, that rich person who is the king there, the most important person of that state there. And here he could not want to change his position with that king there because he considered that he is the more rich, more fortunate person than that of the king because he has the most precious or the great thing of the world towards him. And therefore this sonnet that speaks about the love, I mean that how that people they are so much fortunate, the so much wealthy person there, those who have the thing of the love. That is all about this sonnet. Thank you.